This conference will now be recorded.
Hello and welcome to the New England Basecamp Speaker Series. Today I'm Allison Beatty and today I'm here with Tyler Lagasse. He is a multi-medal award winner at the Special Olympics. So Tyler, welcome.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I've been involved with Special Olympics for at least 15 years now. I've been taking part in such sports as basketball, golf, track and field, and alpine skiing. But my number one sport is golf, and the game of golf has allowed me to travel the country. It's given me a lot more, how can I say this, opportunities, like chances to meet people, make some public appearances here and there, and I tell you what, Special Olympics has been a godsend to me, plain simple.
That's awesome. So to be part of Special Olympics, you have to have a diagnosed disability. Do you mind telling us a little bit about your disability?
No, not at all. I would like to say that um, I was born with something called pervasive developmental disorder. Actually, I was diagnosed as a young child. It's a high functioning form of autism and affects the person's ability to think and see the world compared to typical people, normal people.
What is normal these days, Tyler? It's really okay.
Uh, well, most people would think rather rationally and see things the way they are, but people with autism tend to think. I would like to say on the outside of the box, think outside the box. Like well, a person can see things only he can see. Not many people can see. Like for example, I have this intense tendency to pick up sounds and noises. I have this photographic memory which stores all my mental pictures in my head. And sometimes it gets so overwhelming that I shut down. But at the end of the day, I learned it's not my fault. I was born this way. There's nothing I can do about it.
Exactly. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a place called Tingsboro, Massachusetts. I still live with my parents there to this day.
Okay. And how did you find the Special Olympics?
Well, I attended karting school in Lexington between the ages of like 14 and 15 years old when um, well, a basketball teammate of mine, his dad recommended to me and my dad kids in disability sports. It's based out of Lowell, Massachusetts, and I got to be on their basketball team, and they competed in Special Olympic events, and I've won a gold medal with my team in the Winter Games. And of course, we got invited to play at halftime during a Celtics game back in 2003. And
Cool.
then I expanded. I've expanded to like track and field, and then golf and alpine skiing. And I competed in golf in 2006 at the age of 19. And I've been competing every year ever since. And I started competing nationally once in a while, here and there, go all across the country and meet more people, and the rest is history, basically speaking.
So you said that you used to do sport, basketball and alpine skiing. How did you end up just specializing in golf?
Well, I realize golf is basically my forte. It's pretty quiet. It's a peaceful game. It allows me to concentrate on something that I love to do. It's given me more opportunities than I could think of. It's allowed me to go to such places as Florida, Nebraska, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Seattle, and some places like that.
And you said that you've done a lot of speaking engagements as well. Who are some of the other organizations you've spoken for?
Well, I can tell you, I've spoken to an abundance, a vast array of types of people. I've spoken in front of grade schoolers, middle schoolers, high schoolers, college students. I've spoken in front of Fortune 500 companies, motorcycle clubs, uh, police chiefs, law enforcement, and of course, I've spoken to the UMass Lowell hockey team one time in 2014. And that was just months before I first enrolled in this university.
So do you still attend the University of Massachusetts?
No, I graduated last year with a degree in Earth, Environmental, and Atmospheric Science.
Awesome. What are you doing with your degree?
Well, you see, that's a very difficult thing for me to say. More than a year has passed since I graduated, and I've applied like 70 or 80 times for certain entry-level positions related to the environment and science and all that, and I've only been able to land no more than 5 interviews. In fact, I don't know, one or two of those interviews was lab science related, and but I didn't get the job. I tried to get a job as an intern with the New England PGA as an intern, but with this coronavirus thing, it's all in limbo right now. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get that job.
Yeah, that's a bummer. What does your golf training schedule look like? How often do you play, or do you do any other training to get ready?
Well, I try to play golf at least twice a week. I became a member of Nabnasset Lake Country Club 3 years ago for the sole purpose of trying to compete in the Lowell City Tournament, which I did last year. And I didn't do all that great, but I didn't do very bad. I did just fine, actually. It took me 3 tries to qualify for the city tournament, and I did so. I'm also a member of the Amateur Tour of New England. It used to be the Boston Amateur Golf Society. And this year I started playing my first tournaments with the NEPGA's New England Series. And basically,
Excellent.
my golf season usually begins in May at the earliest. Thankfully, golf season began when it did, and I try to play at least twice a week. I try to get to the range as much as I can. Just recently, I got a job part-time at Stowe Acres working at their driving range, and after work, I hit a bucket of golf balls to practice. And I have this
Nice.
big backyard. In fact, I made it out of my own. I made this practice chipping area out of my old backyard, like 9 target areas, 9 holes, as it's called.
Excellent. Um, what else do you like to do for fun?
Well, I like to listen to music. I like to work out. I like to journal a lot. I've filled up at least 15 to 16 journals in the last 15 years. I like to watch sports and movies, and I like the outdoors. Once in a while, I get to go hike with my dad if I could. I also ski for fun during the winter months, and I also during the winter months, during the off season, I play indoor golf just to keep my skills sharp.
So I read about and watched some videos about a rivalry that you have in Special Olympics golf.
Yeah,
Can you tell me about that?
yeah. Well, I competed in 3 USA Games for Special Olympics, and each time I've had both the joy and misfortune to be competing against Scott Rohr. I always have the bad luck to finish second to him, but he and I are very good friends. He's from South Carolina, a place where he has the benefit of playing basically year round. I'm lucky enough to golf like 6 months out of the whole year.
Yeah, you're right. He definitely has more opportunities to play for you than you do. And you and Scott are friends off of the golf course?
Pretty much. So not only do we compete in Special Olympic events, we also take part in pro-am tournaments in Washington D.C. several summers, and of course we take part in this Bright Spot Challenge. That Bright Spot Unified Challenge is held basically each and every year in the state of Virginia, and uh, once a year, almost every year, I would get invited down to take part in this challenge, and so does Scott. And typically, we meet like once every 2 years. It's like a biennial thing. And of course, I I've got to meet a lot of PGA Tour pros like Gary Woodland, Tommy Gainey, and Brandon Hagee, Rod Pampling, Jason Gore, of course. I've also met Jordan Spieth and I always say Gary Wood. Jordan Spieth and Tiger Woods, obviously. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And
What's going on with the Special Olympics because of COVID-19?
well, I became a member of the Special Olympics Massachusetts Board of Directors, and I try to be as informative as I can. Basically, most of our activities have gone virtual. We've had like a virtual summer games last month. It was a hands down success somehow, and we're all videotaping ourselves, like running sprints, doing exercises and stuff like that, and doing races here and there. And of course, well, I don't know about the annual August games. I haven't heard a word from Soma, as we call Special Olympics Mass, about it. Hopefully, we get golf in, which is basically next month, and well, we still gotta get through this COVID thing until there's a vaccine or a treatment or something like that. We're gonna be most likely doing things virtually.
And what's your favorite part about participating in the Special Olympics?
Well, Special Olympics is it's like a home away from home for me, and I get to meet really nice people. I relate to a lot of people that compete in all kinds of sports, particularly golf and skiing. Excuse me. Well, I'm very close to a lot of friends. Some of them that I've been friends with for more than 10 years, and uh, we have this special type of camaraderie that you can't find anywhere else. I mean, Special Olympics is universal. I mean, it transcends everything from race and background and all that stuff. We all compete for a common goal. I mean, just to show that we belong, period.
So, in kind of in the same vein, what are some of the accommodations that you make on a kind of daily basis for your autism?
Uh, Come again? Habitation?
What are some of accommodations? What are some things that you do that makes the world less overwhelming for you or less stressful so that you can live your life day to day?
Well, sometimes I go to my room to listen to music just to relax, or go to like a my my basement, which is my man cave, just to sit down and watch what I want to watch, hear what I want to hear, just so I can mentally recover. And well, 3 days a week I have to wake up at 5 in the morning, so I have to go to bed by 8 or 9 o'clock, just so I can be fully rested. And the next day I won't have to feel so groggy. After all, the place I work is like a 40-minute trip from my home, so I have to get up early and work my 6 hours. I mean, it's pretty tough out there, but at the end of the day, you feel like you're accomplishing something. You're showing your true worth.
Yeah. Is there anything you want us to know about Special Olympics or Special Olympians or just people with disabilities in general?
Well, Special Olympics has been around for over 50 years now, uh, and before that, it was basically a summer camp run by Eunice Kennedy Shriver, and she's like the godmother of this entire movement. But I don't see it as a movement. I see it as a revolution, and it's like an inclusion revolution, especially today. I mean, we're trying to get people to include people with disabilities. There are more opportunities now than ever before. There are people like me, especially. They're trying to belong. They're trying to move up in the world, in spite of themselves, in spite of all the circumstances surrounding them. I mean, it's pretty challenging, but the power of the human spirit is a beautiful thing. I mean, you just gotta, you just can't underestimate the people's spirit and determination. That's what keeps them going. Without Special Olympics, they have nowhere else to go to. Period.
That's pretty amazing. And I love that you're on the board and you're working to help and give those opportunities for inclusion for other people too, not just um, not just for yourself. That's really awesome, Tyler. I really appreciate talking to you. I did put out in the, for people who are the rest of the people who are on the call to see if they have any questions. What has been the most challenging part of the COVID-19 for you?
Well, basically, I obviously had to make an adjustment here, trying to adapt to this new atmosphere, this new reality, like wearing masks, keep myself clean, keep my hands clean, obviously, and well, I've been doing that for some time. I prepared myself quite well. I had to make some adjustments. I mean, in the early part of the pandemic, I couldn't go outside. I couldn't drive out to a driving range or a golf course to play, so had to just make with what I've got. And thankfully, I had a big backyard, and I turned my backyard into a mini golf course, basically speaking, just to keep my skills sharp, just so I stay motivated, and hopefully golf season comes, and thankfully I did so. And I'm basically used to this routine right now, and now that I'm at work, things are starting to come closer and closer to normal for me right now. But until I get a real job, a big full-time job, this is the reality I'm living with now.
Excellent. Well, I just want to thank you so much for joining us today and to share your story with us. I really appreciate getting to hear about your story and your experiences.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.